I'm going to talk about my experience at Boom Festival and the specific moments or workshops that had the most impact on me and the narrative that I come away with, that I bring with me. So, Boom, the theme of this year is radical love, and that is something I definitely take with me as I decompress from such a high summer and back into like normal life. That after every big inhale and expansion, there is an exhale, and that's a natural law. And to bring some radical love in there if it's not immediately adjusting back to normal or back into a flow. Yeah. All right. So I've written quite a few things down. General reflections about Boom. Liberation, inspiration. I feel embodied in flow, like a human. Like I can connect openly, and I know it's the human, my way to do so. To be in my element, to be in flow. Everywhere I am is where I'm supposed to be, and to surrender to my intuition. A new appreciation for electronic music, and then also realizing how much I love simple and live music as well. All right, let's get into like specific concepts and themes that arose and what I want to like specifically talk about. So, freedom. I am as free as I let myself be. We truly need places that allow people to fully be themselves, to be free, to push boundaries of what is normal and accepted in without harming anyone. And Boom is one of those places. And so every day I would ask myself, like, how free can I let myself be? You are free to do and be whoever you want. The only thing stopping you is your own self-judgment. And something that really helped me to free myself was like I was noticing the way I was moving and walking around. And I stopped myself and I said, hey, what if I were to move around as if I'm fully lovable in the way that I'm moving and being? And so I started to just move around as if every single way I was moving was lovable. Dance as if I'm lovable. And so that was really freeing and healing to be like that. And there was a really incredible ecstatic dance event by this man called Kula and the Chakala music. And what they did, it was a mixture of like electronic and live music. Well, to be honest, I'm not so sure because we had blindfolds on during the event, which was really good because it allowed me to fully go into my experience without looking at others or thinking about other people looking at me, which is like a big barrier sometimes for me. And so we had these blindfolds on, and he basically guided us back to like way back to ancestral East Africa, and that in a tribal setting. And then he said, move how you would move there. And so the rest of the set was me exploring, like, if I was in that setting, also exploring, like, visualizing what there would be, what kind of things I would communicate about, and how my body would move. And so exploring different ways of moving that is more like, harder or more flowy, more sensual, and like what movements serve what purpose and why it would be in that context. And so movement wise, super freeing and fun, but also like intellectually so fucking interesting to think about, like the movements that correspond to culture and expectations, and yeah, and this connects to like a bunch of other things that I will talk about. yeah, and this leads to the sentiment that under the cover of the night, your true expression finds its light. That often it's the darkness, it's the mystery of the cosmos. It's like we're closer to the sky almost, or like that we see less of each other, so we're more free to be ourselves. I feel like the night is such a it's a really a tool for liberation or for exploration of unseen sides. There's a big difference between like the ecstatic dances that I did during the daytime and the ones I did at night. And I definitely enjoyed the ones at night a lot more. But maybe it's because I can be quite like self conscious. And so it really depends like who you are and what you need in your, I guess, your path to feel comfortable. But yeah, so I went to Boom by myself, and I did know some people there that I said hi to and stuff. And but like in the beginning, I was really quite alone, and I really appreciated this at first because I was on my period and I really wanted some time to just be in myself. But also, I just had come from nature community and just needed time to land and in my body and in the land itself. And after a while, I realized I really wanted to connect, to reach out to someone and connect. And so I saw this group standing like by the water, and I went to join them. And I basically kind of like, I wouldn't say invited myself in, but like more or less like just got myself into the group. And it was great. Like they were really friendly and everything. But throughout our time together, there was this feeling of resistance, like just quite subtle, like I didn't necessarily feel like I was interrupting them or anything like that, but it was just a feeling. And then after that, I went I went off by myself again. And when I went off by myself and just purely in the flow of intuition, I started to meet the right people and just connecting one on one. And I talked about this with someone like a few days after, and I realized that being alone at Boom, it's really like this a challenge for the ego to accept. Um, yeah, just that connections will come when they're meant to come, and to not force anything. And these connections that were made in flow with my intuition, without plan, without a goal, those were the ones that were supernatural and really worked. And I realized that I can let go of the resistance and expectations to be anywhere other than I am. And so, yeah, in Boom, you are exactly where you're meant to be. There is something magical about Boom where things truly do. It feels like things are very synchronistic and that they manifest in the way that they need to. All right.